Yo, he said he was coming back in the 30
Damn, I
seconds.
guess I missed those couple of seconds. Damn.
Oh, it's all good.
Oh well. How
It's
we
all
doing,
good.
people? This is back at the Caffeinated Podcast. Happy Monday night. Hopefully, you've all had a better day than I have. And Teach, you're back, brother. You're
I
back.
am back. I'm trying to get the whole lighting set up, webcam, and everything background. We'll have it more situated in the coming weeks, but we're back. I'm back. We back. Show's back.
It's also weird because usually you green screen your background, and now I have a regular wall. So that was what was getting to me. That's probably like the most difference to me. Yeah, I'm used to that. I'm not used to the
now,
wall just yet.
now that I don't have a bunch of other shit behind me, and I have, even though with how it's framed in the stream, it blocks out all this. I still have so much more of our stream room to set up because it's such an echo.
Well, I mean, I kind of get it, man. Like I've actually thought of, right? Um I actually thought about a potential outdoor setup, right? And want to know what a popular thing that people actually do?
Hmm.
They go to Home Depot, they measure out PVC pipe, and you know how a lot of people you especially do this for plumbing, but you know how you glue them in?
Glue
PVC?
them in. Oh yeah.
You glue in the PVC pipe so it stays there forever and there's no leaks. Just put it in softly all the way around and put moving blankets on top. So basically you have yourself a cheap booth.
Mm.
So when you have the moving blankets, everything stays inside. So basically you have one, maybe two lights, either front or back, depending on your setup. You have your camera and you basically get yourself a comfortable seat. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe you extend it where you're actually at a desk instead of just having like some sort of crappy classroom setup. You always got to tinker with things and you always got to keep it around and such. You know how it is, but I
Nah,
can't
you're
wait
right.
to see what's in the future, man. So tell me, did you see anything crazy on your road trip?
No, so I last weekend, Saturday, I flew out from Michigan to Montana. I picked up my significant other recon, and then through Montana. Mind you, Montana is like the fifth biggest state in the U.S.
That's
It
correct.
was nothing but like one-way road, pretty much one way each side, 70 miles per hour, hills and snow and bumps, and just there was a deer on the side of the road and whatnot at one point. So she drove for the first 4 hours. I drove for the last
Okay,
5 in the night.
so again, right? What you just described to me sounds like the north of America to me.
I mean, this was just nothing, just blanket hills and snow and environment for miles. Just think of it as like one giant road and everything, or one small road and everything else, just hills, valleys.
I've been to upstate New York, pal. Trust me, I
Yeah.
know.
So like my 6 hours of the night at Montana was just white knuckle driving from Montana into North Dakota, so that way
And
no
that's
deer
trash.
came across the road. That's what I was most worried about, was just a deer crossing because we had seen them previously.
Well, I mean, isn't that it's actually funny because Recon's in the Midwest now. I remember somebody said, this was Charlie Burns. He goes, no matter how pissed off you are at each other, make sure you say the magical 3 words: watch for deer.
It's true in the Midwest, especially. But if you want the best deer, go to Iowa. Iowa has the best deer because of all the corn. And the corn turns them into moose.
So Boognast, as far as upstate New York, dude, let's see. The town has actually more livestock than people. The city hall is actually in a living room in somebody's house that lives there. And every time the police show up and they make a report, they're like, what town is this? Because they have no idea if it's one of the 3 surrounding towns. Population of, I want to say, roughly 100. Boonies, absolute boondocks.
And then we did 9 hours from Montana into North Dakota, Jamestown, North Dakota. And then stayed overnight at a hotel. Mind you, we did this all with a cat. and then 14 and a half hours from Jamestown, North Dakota to Michigan.
Gotcha. By the way, if anyone's just knowing, I'm relaxing. I didn't get to have everything in my lunchbox today. I'm just cracking open an Arnold Palmer. That's all I'm doing, and it's not even a 12 ounce. It's 11 and a half. Fuck me.
I will at least say,
It's
for the reference, I did make a joke to Recon. I was like, I know how we can count down like the miles and the hours and whatnot. And what better way to do it in a 24-hour trip than to turn on the Caffeinated Podcast Spotify and listen to the Caffeinated Podcast. We didn't, but I made the joke of like, we want to count down the hours. Let's just watch some Caffeinated Podcasts on Spotify. You can get more used to the podcasts I've done for 2.5 years. So
I'm not gonna lie, even when my coworkers play it when I'm like driving like the work truck, it's a little awkward. It's like I understand you're like hearing me and I get what's going on, but like like a buddy of mine was kind of I don't want to say simping over Goblin, but kind of sorta, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Shut up, she's 2,000 miles away, and I believe she's taken. So please let me give you a ground ball, and can we just pump those brakes and park it? So help me God.
yep.
Yeah, that's when the part gets a little awkward, in my opinion. And I can honestly say that was I mean, listen, I'm absolutely with Recon. Goblin is absolutely gorgeous, but I just hate it when men put me in that position and they ask certain things I can't even repeat. But guys, please don't ask us. We're not wingmen, and we are not going to speak for anybody. If you do not know how to talk to a woman, that's on you, bro. Sorry.
I think funny enough, I think almost every guest but one we've had on the show has a significant other.
Every guest.
I believe almost every guest we've had on the show.
Huh.
I don't want to get too deep into our viewers' or our alumni's lives, but I do believe that to be that way. But
I think everybody except JP.
yep.
And that's because I think JP is just kind of too much of a pog to settle. I mean, I won't say on my end, to say the least. We'll just keep it like that.
Look, I'm happily and no longer a long distance relationship that I was in for 3 to 6 months, and now she's moved all the way over here. We have her happy home. We're still getting settled in more and more day by day, getting every little thing tweaked, still doing our normal lives. She starts her new job Friday. Well, it's amazing to say that we are now gaming 6 feet apart from each other instead of 1,600. So
I could tell the relief because I could see it in your face, dude.
dude, like, while it can still be incredible, long distance dating does in a way suck. It does.
Considering I've been there, and now granted, it was only 2.5 hours, but the problem was the schedules did not match. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, do you want to come over? It's like, okay, so because I never had a set schedule because it was retail, it was like, okay, and even if it was like a Saturday that I rarely had it, she's like, oh, I couldn't do that. It was basically like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, travel there, and maybe we'll do a meal, hang out for an hour, and then it's just like, sorry, babe, but I gotta hit the books and I'd be driving 3 hours back home.
Yeah, at least you had a
Like
3 hour
that.
drive. Mine was 1,600 miles away.
Hey, Recon, appreciate you. And like I said, I sent you an audio of when you first touched down back to Michigan. I'm not sure if you heard it or not, but I hope that both of you heard that. Play that back off air sometime.
I could play it on air right now if you want.
I'd rather have you not do that. Just because I think that goes into I think that just goes into a little not something where I don't want to say TMI, I don't want to say dachshund, but something where it's just it's too personal and something that shouldn't be on air. How about that?
Fair enough. Yep, I agree. But it does feel good to be back. A big thank you to Jimbo and Goblin for being on the show, keeping my seat warm while I was away. I honestly haven't even listened to the past two episodes when they were on, but I know they were surprisingly stupidly long.
Yes. Which, by the way, I actually have a couple of things referring to those two. Number one, Jimbo's actually got a box here for me. Do you remember that giveaway I've won twice, 2 rolls in a row?
Yep.
Well, it's here, and I just want to take a look at this. I'm not gonna open the full thing on screen just in case it flashes like an address or something. This is live, so I'm just trying to be careful with that. But let's see. Oh wow, wow. Is that wow? It's a big ass pen.
Yo.
Yeah. Which, by the way, there's a couple of things, and it's nice because we could get up to speed on a couple of different topics. And I know some of them made the Twitter, but we're actually talking about the I brand and how
Mhm.
they're having the Nexus Club.
Oh, that whole
That
subscription thing
that
is bullshit.
the lifetime subscription fucking garbage. You
That is
pay
straight.
$350, but there's free shipping for life, one-time fee, $50 store credit, exclusive Discord. And to me, this goes back into, oh, you're in the fraternity and your dues are need to be made, bro.
Yep.
Start paying your dues. Again, what the hell are we doing? Ayo, Jimbo sent some business cards here. That's nice.
Nice.
And now the reveal. And again, when we have our giveaway, this is going to be in here, people. That's exactly why I said let's not pass it on to somebody else, because this is going to be part of the giveaway.
Okay.
As a whole. Yeah. Wowza. She's beautiful. But I was actually debating this, and what we're trying to do, we were talking with Jimbo and Goblin about how Gamer Subs could ever do a waifu club. And I think I found the perfect idea about how to do it. And it would be simply because you don't want to do an exclusive cup because that's going to get rid of like the exclusive thing or whatever and people buying them and watching the drops and all that. And you don't want to tamper that. So here's an idea, Teach. I had this idea of you get I think it was kind of like all the waifu shirts that they keep in stock. You give them their size. It's one at random, a random sus snack, and sample packs. And
So,
probably flat rate. I mean, a shirt's $25, 25 including the shipping, maybe
so that
something like that.
reminds me of like that the shippable box crave that we had like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like every brand and their mother was like, spend $30, get a box sent to you every month of all of these related items and whatnot. Like for an easy example, because they're still going and it's probably one of the best ones out there for what they are. But like Bark Box, for example, like that sounds like it's that kind of idea. Just like here's some shit, pay a flat rate, get it to you, random items.
Yes. Now there's mystery boxes. Like I was telling how remember DGK, the skate brand?
Yep.
So they have two different boxes they do. They have they're called ghetto boxes. There's a skate box and there's an apparel box. So the skate box is you get 3 boards, you pick the size. They give you 3 random boards in that size with grip tape. And that's insane for $100. That's getting your money's worth. Because like you go to a shop now, after board and grip, that's between 60 and $80
Yep.
for one, let alone 3. But then apparel, you see how much these logo t-shirts go for now, these
Oh
brand
yeah,
t-shirts.
it's outrageous.
So 4 for $60 versus them being 25 to 30 a piece. That's, 100 to 120 bucks a pop. That's almost half. Half or almost half. Like, it's crazy. Where it's like the Waifu Club, okay, regular subscription. I'm just not a fan of the tub subscription where it's at random. I know Advanced GG tried this, and I don't think that they had it. I understand they remember every energy drink company wanted to do the tub subscription.
Yep.
So let me turn on the music. Let me turn on some music. It's been a while. The problem is if it's that one tub, I get it. Like if it's like your number one top tier flavor, it's completely understandable. But then it's like, what happens if you want to switch it up and you end up buying that tub and they send you the other one? It's like, why? It gets messy. You use a code once, you don't use the code again. How much are you really saving? It's dicey. And also, the worst part of it, like when you have a t-shirt and you give them a size, it's fine. You're going to wear it. Or you're going to be like, I don't really like this one. I'll wear this when I go painting or something. You know, because it's going to get messy. But what happens if I got going for you? Teach. Have you tried the glitch guava?
Not the new one yet, no.
But you're not a guava guy either, are you?
Generally speaking, not usually.
So if you just happen to not like that tub, it just is what it is. You're not a guava guy, right? So also, I'm pretty sure that thing's sold out. If not, there's like
one left in stock, and even I have yet to try it. Nor Recon or I have tried it.
Well, code teach and get your last tub of the glitch guava warfare tub. Hey yo.
Hey yo. I mean, as I was saying before, right now is the time with all the love and cherishment and heart I could ever say. Now is still the time to use code teach so we can make peach iced tea happen, because I seriously can't say numbers, but I have a very real chance of actually getting peach iced tea. Let's just say like a second kind of a number, very, very strong chance. So if anybody ever tried a glitch these next 3 days and use code teach, you are helping make Teach Iced Tea become real.
You're not fucking with me, right?
I'm not fucking with you. Like, actually, I am dead serious. I am dead like this close to actually having it. Like, I am dead serious. I am so freaking close.
Wow. We gotta give away some.
I'll put it this way. I was 3 off from number 1. The number 1 current spot. So I'm dead serious. Teach Iced Tea can be a very real flavor. And we have 3 days left. Till the 31st.
Time to have some late Christmas in January.
I'm gonna put this in my shaker because I've yet to have it yet.
So best of luck on that, but you understand what I mean. Like the problem with the random tub is that, I'll give you a good example. You know who's not trying straight guava by itself ever? Ty.
Ty not a fan of guava?
Armad Ty is not trying guava. The way he described is he goes, listen, I don't know what a foot tastes like, but it's a foot if I ever imagine it right now. And yes,
I feel like I do remember him saying that.
I remember seeing that message, and I remember laughing like hell.
Now, mind you, most brands, I'm typically not a guava guy, so I don't know what to expect from this, but the tub smells great.
So, speaking of peach, I got something for you. And for anybody that knows this, we remember trying to think about what's going on with Rockstar and this new Focus line.
I remember you going on about this.
There's 3 flavors on this right now. And I actually saw, this is by Stacked with 3 instead of an E. They actually showed that they're making 4 more.
Wow. Now the question is, why are they having Rockstar push so heavy for that?
So the problem that I had is that Rockstar's had so many lines. It's like, hey, recovery, whipped. We got Pure Zero. Pure Zero is the best line they have at the moment, in my opinion. But I remember them doing so much. But here's the problem I have with this. And this is the best flavor here. It's the white peach. So apples to apples, or in this case, peaches to peaches. If you compare this to a Celsius, I prefer this.
Really?
Yes. And my coworker, who is a big Celsius guy, I gave him all 3 of these to try: lemon lime, orange pineapple, and the white peach. As far as energy drinks, his favorite is the Monster Mango Tango. Now, again, he's mostly a Celsius guy, but he puts this at number 4 as his favorite as far as energy cans.
Yeah, I still have never had a single thing by Celsius, and I will never understand the hype. And I will wait for the day that we have a giant Celsius episode so I can just drain them all down.
So, as I said before, right, if you see the 16-ounce Celsius, they have the 16 ounces with a couple flavors. I highly recommend those, and I recommend you give it a whirl. Honest to God. Because I've tried all of those except the sparkling mango. I should have grabbed that at the gas station today, but I did not. Oh, the pain. But I'm stopping by there tomorrow to work on that house. So, good things looking up. But, anywho, the problem I have with this is, so we got 200 milligrams of caffeine and lion's mane. I'm a fan of both of those. I think that's good caffeine amount. Lion's mane does help you. But if we go to the back, right, why are we adding dyes? I don't get it.
Good old energy drinks, energy drink brands.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, if you look at everything that they're trying to do, they're trying to go to lean something towards Celsius, which I'll get to them momentarily. But if you're trying to make it where you are saying we are giving you a supplement, not a soda, because energy drinks, not many people say this, right? But when I say them, what do you have against energy drinks? And they're like, oh my God, they'll kill you. And I say, do you consider it a soda or a supplement? And they go, what does that mean? Now, granted, these are people that could be any age. These are young people, middle-aged people, old people, or people our age. When I break it down to that and I say there's 2 different things, and they say, how come? I say Red Bull is a soda. If you see something such as Celsius, that is more towards a supplement. And when you break it down like that, they're like, oh, that's why. But if you're trying to make it a supplement, I have no idea why I add dyes. I just don't. Celsius, no dye. C4, I'm pretty sure that they don't have dye in there. I think they're all clear. Like all the stuff that I've been getting, even G Fuel, no dye.
Oh, the can.
The can, yes. G Fuel cans, no dye. And yes, Bri, if it's in stock, there was one left. We checked right by the show.
Right before.
So, as far as this can goes, I give this low 4 stars on the 5-star tier. But the problem is now, apparently there's this big energy group I'm a part of. There's thousands and thousands of people in there. Apparently I was the first one to review this. But the problem I have is, number one, I told you and I told Jimbo, I'm like, this is close to Celsius. And you're like, you make that call. And Jimbo goes, bro, thank you, but not worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely respect that. I'm just saying, hey, Jimbo, if I make this box, I send these to you if I think these are Celsius. He goes, yeah, not worth the time. Sorry, bro. But yes. Hey, Bri got the last one using code TEACH. Let's go.
I appreciate you, Bri.
Let's go.
That's right. And I know the creator,
Bri.
who's a creator flavor that is Mr. Bezo. If you ever thought I had an old giant collection behind me of another brand, he essentially has that giant of a collection, but for Glitch. This man does have a giant collection. I'm not trying to go that deep on a collection anymore, but I have respect for him because I used to be that collection kind of a person.
Well, he's got like some flavors, like 10. He has like some flavors where it's like 10 tubs. Crazy.
Now, speaking of dyes,
to say the least, though, right? The thing that gets me is that if you're trying to go out of your way with this, the answer is no. So I just found out today that this guy found him in a Speedway. But before that, I couldn't even find him on Amazon. The only thing you can do is buy him directly from the Rockstar website itself. But, Teach, guess who owns Celsius?
Wait, those are in Speedways?
Somebody in that big-ass energy group I told you about found it at a Speedway.
I'll have to check my Speedways.
Yes. I recommend the white peach to you if you're going to try one of them. The
Uh,
lemon
is
lime is 3 stars. The orange pineapple. So the lemon lime, it's just regular lemon lime seltzer, in my opinion. The orange pineapple. Do you remember the tropical storm rain?
yes.
It's that, but less superior. Think about if rain was a seltzer. Yeah.
Also, can confirm, Brad, you did get the last tub because it is sold out, marked off the website.
Bang. Crazy.
Does Pepsi own Celsius?
Yes. So the problem is, why the hell are you trying to compete with your own brand? Like I understand that Mountain Dew Energy is completely being abandoned. They're taking away the Mountain Dew Energy line. There's no more Rise. There's no more Mountain Dew Energy. And we've said it for a long time since they came out with this, that the aspartame kicked their ass. Completely kicked their ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's why it failed. They fucked up the whole program. And they said they're going to concentrate on Rockstar. I'm about it. But why would you compete Rockstar Focus and have it compete with Celsius? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I think Rockstar needs to fully reinvent the wheel, and I don't think it's in that way either.
I understand trying to invent the wheel, but King, this ain't it. Why are you having two brands compete with one another? This isn't professional basketball and you own the two teams. Like, I actually knew a guy, right? Local hockey by me, this guy that owned a Nissan dealership, there was one here in Connecticut and one just over the border in New York. He owned and operated both teams. And when they played each other, he called it Border Wars. And it was a huge turnout for both sides. I understand that. I understand competing, but this isn't sports. This is companies. This is brands. This is about money and two different directions based on the products going around. I think they've lost the plot.
They have.
Which is a damn shame, because I thought that if you have Rockstar, I was thinking that you're going to take the Pure Zero line and decide to put supplements in it. I thought that's what they were doing. No, you made a Celsius knockoff.
Yep.
Okay, we want Celsius. Okay, yes, sir. Add lion's mane. Okay, yes, sir. We doing anything else? No. All right. Now, granted, if these things are cheap on Amazon or anything else, I'd grab them. But to get them all the way out of my way for it, there's too much on the market.
Now, another thing, because you were on the topic of dyes, and it's going to be a funny kind of loop back around segue, not to be a surprise, but I do have to mention it. I feel like it's something that needs to be said, and you've kind of said it on our TikTok. Relly, do you ever enjoy G Fuel blackberry flavors? But then did you also enjoy when you could only drink it once or twice, because then there's just so much dye in it that your stomach feels gross. You're in the bathroom. It looks gross.
So you know this, and if Recon's still here, I got a story. I got a story for her. I'm pretty sure she's watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is, and I like telling this story because everybody seems to laugh at this. But Teach, you knew I was a maintenance man when we started doing this show at the time. I did a lot of plumbing. And Teach, if you were to go underneath your sink and take apart the pipes, because let's say you got a clog. If there's water stuck in there, what's the color of the water?
Brown.
Black. It's black because there might be a little bit of mildew or whatever. So when everybody, particularly black ooze, black on blackberry had purple hue to it. But the sneak, what was it? The black, the ultra black, which how Monster get into a lawsuit with them is beyond me, because they could have sued them out the yin yang, in my opinion. Just like how Pokemon's trying to do it with Pal World. But I won't go there. But to say the least, I enjoyed you two doing the stream. I'm a fan of you two doing that. Although I didn't expect that to be a sandbox game. But anyway, moving on. When you have it black as freaking midnight, black as all hell, I just can't. I cannot consume that because of all of the stuff in my work experience. I think I'm drinking plumbing water. You know this. If it's got a purple hue to it, fine. If it's a pitch black or if it's got a dark green aftertone, I'm out, bro. I can't. I just cannot do it.
But the reason why I bring this up, along with using code Teach, save 20%, and bring Teach Iced Tea alive, Glitch just released a blackberry flavor. It is another partner slash influencer influenced flavor, and it is blackberry. And remember, Glitch has no dyes in it, so you're not gonna have the like black feeling, especially to make it look terrible. Terrible stomach ache, terrible leftovers on the toilet, none of that jazz. Imagine having a blackberry flavor with no dye.
So essentially, to sum it all up, you're not going to the urgent care because you're pooping green.
Mm-hmm. Now, it just got released. I don't have it yet, so we'll have to review it.
That's insane, though, because we needed that for a while. I have no idea what they added to it to make it black, but I'm pretty sure you can specify by the ingredient, I'm assuming.
It may even be more purpley when I get it. Who knows? I definitely want a good blackberry flavor, so I'm interested to try it.
I mean, I'm blackberry too, and again, yeah, the dye. And when I got the tub, that was actually one of my first tubs, and I actually remember people not liking it for whatever reason. And maybe it was because they weren't a fan of blackberry, or maybe it was the dye, I don't know. But yes. But still, also, I found out that more and more states are going through what they're calling Skittles ban, and part of it is because of, I think they said one of it was red dye. So they're trying to do all this, and it's going to get to the part where the brands are going to have to step up because, again, right, I think we're all in this day and age where we're kind of just like, it costs you to put dye into things. Let's not.
You remember the one fun time with the person in my personal stream that wanted to be like, what's wrong with dyes? And we're like, oh man, here's an episode of the podcast.
You know, it was even, what got me is when I was doing a review of Shock's flavor, or I was discussing Shock's flavor. Now, again, he's a caffeine alumni, and I know that he's going through some health concerns right now. So, Shock, please, speedy recovery. You're the man. You're a man for the people. Also, he went to the G Fuel HQ to find out that they did strengthen part of the metal shakers, which I'm happy about, and he confirmed it. He went out of his way to do it. He didn't have to, but he's the man. What one guy said, he goes, dude, mango lemonade was mid, and he was basically trying to say, you see this flavor that has dye in it, you see this flavor that has dye in it, this is why it tastes good. What are you talking about? How's a dye going to make something taste good? It's all mental in your brain, bud. Like, What are you doing? Which is funny because somebody recently made cornbread and they had honey. They're like, did you taste the honey? And I go, no, but obviously your brain registers after you hear the honey. It's just how things work. It's all mental. If you know what the flavor is, it's going to be there. You shouldn't have to see it. With all these companies not doing dyes, there's no point in it now. Save your money. Don't put in the dye.
When we had Shotgun and it was a releasing of his flavor, we gave him huge congrats on it, and we gave him huge credit for wanting no dye. He wanted a healthier formula, which we respect, which does go to show if they can make their formula without dye, do them all without dyes.
Speaking of, something I actually, and this goes to Gamer Subs too, so this dude Nicky was selling some stuff in a G Fuel group, and he had some Gamer Subs too. So I actually found some too. I believe these are vaulted by now, but take a look. We got Waifu Candy and Guilty Pleasure. So as far as the Waifu Candy, this is a vaulted flavor, as I said before.
I've heard many controversial things about it.
Beetroot powder. No dye. Should have stayed that way. So I got to try this in milk, but the way that this tastes, it's, to me, Lucky Charm marshmallows. The problem is, I feel like this is a milk flavor only. because I've tried it and I've ratioed it several times, and I just can't get it good enough where it's light, and if you try to add more powder than water, it just tastes like straight up artificial sweetener.
Hmm.
So I got to try it in milk, but it's low tier in the 3 stars. Now, the guilty pleasure, this is the only RT flavor I think they have. So this is tea and passion fruit.
Now, was that a part of their new tea line, or was this like an older tea flavor?
So their tea line is actually tea bags.
Mm.
So this is an actual creator flavor. Booba, I know. Don't worry, safe for work. There's nothing shown, but otherwise I wouldn't have. But this is regular tea and passion fruit, and I'm always skeptical about passion fruit because it never tastes the same. If you were to tell somebody, if you were to serve this to them and just say it's a tea fruit flavor, just say it's a fruit tea, I don't think they would guess it's passion fruit, because I certainly didn't. There's no bitterness to it. It's 75% tea and then 25% of almost
Passion.
a sweet passion fruit. A sweet passion fruit, not a bitter, not a tart. Solid 4-star tier for me.
So 75% tea, 25% passion fruit, 100% passion.
Yes. So this is good, man. This is really good. I was actually very shocked at that, and shout out to Nikki. Thank you very much. They're gonna sell some things with Derpy. But that thing's been sitting for a little bit. Let's try it, Teach. And if you don't like it and you want to spit it out, by all means, I get it. You don't like guava.
I'm not huge on guava, as a good disclaimer. I don't drink a lot of guava, so I don't have a lot to base it off of.
Do you taste anything earthy? Anything that tastes like a root?
No earthy. It's sweet.
Sweet guava?
It's sweeter.
Sweet guava?
It doesn't taste earthy or rooty.
Huh.
It tastes very like that juicy, fruity taste of like you would get. Like it's like the juicy, sweeter taste.
Huh, son of a bitch. It sounds like somebody who enjoys guava vape pens wanted to make a glitch flavor out of it.
It's lighter. It reminds me of Predator. On that like lighter but sweeter. I'm not huge for most guava things, but this is pretty good. I wouldn't drink it all the time. It's not going to be an everyday driver for me. But I would definitely drink it again happily. This would also be something I would honestly recommend to somebody who likes guava. I'll give it a solid 7.25.
Wow. There's so many flavors that you're like, oh, wow, this is good. I give it a 6. That's something out of your wheelhouse, and that's higher. You confuse the hell out of me sometimes.
Well, honestly, I was expecting it to be per se worse because I'm not a fan of guava. And as somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience with guava, that may be the better reason to try this. But I more like that it's a lighter, juicier, sweeter flavor than it'd be very earthy.
Now I just need Bry's biased ass to say if it's cap or not cap.
I mean, if Bry's a big guava fan, I have a feeling he'll like this.
I hope so, man. I really hope so. It's also funny too, because I remember some people were saying, I forgot who it was, but it was last show, and they're just like, advanced tubs are so expensive, and what happens here? And
I don't know.
We all have our.
I think this is another topic for tonight another time. I don't know what's going on with Advance, man. It feels like everybody and their mother that I know of that's an advanced creator or streamer or influencer or YouTuber or content creator basis, they're all leaving Advanced. I know of one actual like official team that left Advanced because of bad partnership management. We kind of talked about it before, but it's showing more and more. There's so many people that are leaving Advanced and they're going to Gamer Subs.
Well, just remember, right? Gamer Subs has the money, And a lot of YouTubers are actually, if you worship a VTuber and they got a code there, you're gonna go to Gamer Subs. It's just how it goes. And I actually found this out, but you know who actually has a part ownership in Gamer Subs now? Shy Lily.
I'm not surprised.
Well, considering she's getting the third waifu shaker, it makes sense.
But I know many Destiny content creators that were all on the advanced train, and many of them were even bigger Destiny creators, and now they've all switched to Gamer Subs. And I get that there can be money in Gamer Subs, and I can understand, creators wanting to chase that bag because they do it for a living, etc. But it's just so weird that so many people are leaving Gamer Subs or Advanced GG. It feels like.
Huh. Speaking of which, they just had a flavor come out with Robotech. It's called Yuzu Proto Culture. But Yuzu, that it's gonna be that weird ass lemon. Let's see, any new flavors by Advance? Okay, we got 7 in stock. Okay, cherry ice. I know how Advance does their cherry flavors. I ain't about it. Tiger's Blood back in stock. Mango jalapeno is a half right now. That was just going into the focus line. The blueberry acai and blue raspberry in stock. I recommend them. But something's going on, man. And by the way, I'm not sure if you know this, but the head of Advanced GG follows us on Twitter.
Really?
Follows the Caffeinated Podcast Twitter. When I saw it in the comments, I hit follow. He followed back, homie. Check the followers, and it'll say the little bio. I think it said head operations at Advanced GG. Now, again, I'm afraid to speak out, but I'm pretty sure you could read my thoughts right now. Because, right now, outside the Sentinels with Hopium, so, they sell out too, dude. Like they're selling out of flavors. There's some stuff not in stock. I have no idea how this works. And let's see, anything new for hydration? The only one in stock is the Lychee Rush or the Pain. The cans seem to go out of this. Ice shakers go off the chain with them. It's like, I don't get it.
Maybe I haven't looked through our follower list and the podcast in some time. But one, I sincerely feel like 2024 will be the year of the Caffeinated Podcast where more people will find out about us and more. But did you know Slim Jim is following us on Twitter? Slim Jims. The verified Slim Jim account is following us on Twitter.
I remember that vaguely. Yeah.
Poggers is following us. What I find even more interesting, and for the amount we talk about it, Cliff of G Fuel, former CEO, is following us.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Ashley, the head of Sneak. I think it's Ashley Reed.
More and more CEOs and bigger people up in the top
and then
end of the companies are following us.
And then, of course, we got one guy who's a fan of the show, and he had a guest appearance. Mr. Ulti-Sups.
2024 will be a good year for the podcast, and we will make damn sure of it.
Yeah.
More people will know the good gospel of podcast. No, I did not realize that Gamer Subs or Advanced GG.
That was rather recent too.
Now, in other news, I've never been hugely over the top about this brand. They have a couple decent flavors that I've tried on the show. I know you and some of the other plugs are more particular about them. Their formula is not terrible, but we've went back and forth. And I have another thing that I mentioned and sent to you when I was on my adventure that I saw that was interesting about this same company. Have you tried? And I figured it was new, and I was right, so I grabbed it. The new Alani Cherry Twist.
That I have not. So, if you remember, so I was sick for a week and a half, and outside of essentials I just kind of thought was kind of screwed up if I went somewhere out of my way for the hell of it. I haven't gone to my GNC or my vitamin shop in a bit. Alani's not too popular by me. If I do find Alani, it seems to be only in my GNC. That'd be the only place for it. And speaking of, I actually want to find, this is a 7-Eleven find, the FaZe Ghost Can.
Hmm.
So it looks like it's a citrus reskin, but
Wait,
there's
FaZe
two people
Ghost
that...
Can.
Yes, it's another one. You remember how FaZe is with Ghost now and they did that ice pop?
Yeah.
They did another can. It looks like citrus. It has a lemon lime logo on it. Some people are saying it tastes like Mountain Dew. Which the Yellow Gorilla Mine to me tasted like Mountain Dew. As far as this FaZe Ghost Can Part 2, number one, do I think it's settling for mid? And you know I hate that word. The answer is yes. Do I think it'll be any good? I'm kind of optimistic.
They are doing another collab. It's called FaZe Up.
Yeah, it's already up. It's already out.
No, it's called FaZe Up.
That means it's 7-Up. Instead of 7-Up, it's FaZe Up. It makes perfect sense.
It did. I could see something like a lemon lime like that, but I know a slogan for FaZe was FaZe Up.
Honestly, Bri, I didn't like the Ghost Citrus. I didn't think it was worth my time.
The Ghost Citrus was the one that they easily could have done the best, and they like butchered it.
I mean, if you think it tastes like Diet Dew, that's fine. But for me, it was... Yeah, next.
So, before I try this new cherry twist, really, how would you feel? A lot of brands, you're used to 12-ounce cans, you're used to like 16 or like the 16.4, 18-ounce cans, etc., around those ranges. How would you feel if a brand released an 8.4-ounce can, like a little mini can?
So that's the Alani small cans, and they're smaller than soda cans. I mean, and if you go by that, and how much caffeine we're talking, if it's 200 for a 12-ounce, 8.4 ounce, so it's like a Red Bull size, but looks like a mini soda can. How much caffeine's in that, you think? Take a third out, so it's like 130.
Not sure.
So I mean,
I did look at caffeine content, honestly.
This is an old coworker of mine. Shout out to Jesse, and he's been a big Monster guy, and he's been watching streamers on Twitch ever since Twitch came out, basically. And one of his favorite streamers actually did get hooked up with Monster, and he was always a big fan of Monster until he decided he got a new place and he's got a family now. And until he started drinking Cumberland's $1 coffee any size.
Wait, he was drinking what?
Cumbies.
Excuse me?
Cumberland Farms.
The fudge?
Oh, it's a New England thing.
Oh, it's a New England thing to drink Cumbies. The frick is a Cumbie, Relly?
Cumbies. It's you know how you have your speedways and you have your Wawas and marathons and all that.
We don't have our Wawas. We have marathon. We have speedways. Who the hell has Cumbies?
You forget that I bought in Massachusetts, my good man.
Look, I was just in Wisconsin.
Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
Wisconsin last weekend. I went to my first Quick Trip. I didn't go to no Cumbies.
Again, you're not in New England. When you touch over here, I'll be like, hey, Teach, head to the Cumbies. And I can't wait for the same reaction again.
Go on about your Cumbies.
So, again, I'm not saying it's anything special. I'm not saying I'm dying to have any of this. I'm not like these people down south. I'm not like Pennsylvania people about sheets. I'm just saying, hey, it's there. That's it. I'm not saying it's superior. I'm just saying it's there. But he always told me this. If I want to drink something gradually when I work throughout the day and at that point throughout the night, I want to enjoy what I want to drink. If it's the same cost, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, 16. I'd rather thoroughly enjoy throughout the night a 16. So as far as an 8 ounce and you take out a third of the caffeine, just give me the 12. Don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what some people are trying to do. Like, I understand the biggest thing is trying to get into Canada at the moment because they're trying to make things, if you remember, you got to have French and English labels on it. Got to have a certain caffeine limit. And I told you about Poland, right?
I feel like you did.
Essentially, they made the caffeine limit. Boog.
What?
Look at that comment.
Am I missing something?
He's missing the B.
Oh, I don't know if mine's updated yet.
It's pronounced this, okay?
Yeah, that comment's not showing up for me.
The first time I heard of it, I was in Rhode Island. Just a clarification. Cumbies, aka Cumberland Farms.
Cumberland Farms.
Cumberland Farms. Oh my god.
So, without further ado.
But yeah, dude, Poland, they basically made the regulations where if you are underneath the age of 18, you cannot buy a Red Bull without ID. You gotta be 18 plus.
So Cherry Twist, I think it's just a cherry limeade.
Yes.
And I'm not typically huge on cherry limeades.
I am, and you are not. That's
because they either mess up the cherry or they do way too much lime.
When they add too much lime, like the Ghost usually does, although I had one that was pretty decent, but again, the Ghost sweetener and the formula just doesn't agree with me when I'm sitting down.
Yep. It's got good head. I feel like I need a little wine glass to start, like, swirling it around, giving a little smell and some sips.
So I also remember there's that post I made where remember there was it was the energy drink company that says all these energy drink brands cater to men. And I go, excuse me, have you ever heard of Alani? And then when you go side by side, right? When you go side by side, the comparisons of the formulas, it goes, excuse me, why would you not have Alani?
So I don't know how to feel about this one.
So is it cherry forward or is it lime forward?
It feels more lime forward.
Ah, they fucked up.
It feels like it's more of a 60, like a 55-45. 55 lime, 45 cherry.
If it's more lime ratio, not about it. Not about it.
The cherry's more on the back end. The lime's a little bit more up front. But it's a good lime, I have to admit. It's a good lime. And they didn't do bad with the cherry. And I'm generally not a huge cherry lime guy. But if they did more heavy cherry on this and a little bit less lime, I feel it'd be way better.
Alani makes a good cherry too, so that's kind of disappointing.
And again, I'm not typically huge on Alani, but for the review purposes of the show,
I mean, it's one of those things where Alani's by me. It's just that I got to go on my way for it. You know what I'm saying? And when I do, it's the same 3 flavors every time. It's the blue raspberry, which I'm typically not my usual go-to. The grape, which it tastes like Diet Grape soda. And then the other one is, it's typically a cherry, but those are the main three I see if I see it. And usually when I stop at a gas station in the middle of when I'm in the middle of nowhere, or I'm at a gas station that has everything packed to the gills like I was at today, I typically try to go for something I haven't had in a long time or something new, if you get what I'm saying.
Now, the one thing I do give them credit for, if I'm reading everything on the back here correctly for their ingredients, especially for cans, because we're trying to tell this to more companies in general, no dyes.
Agreed. No dyes.
If there's a campaign the Caffeinated Podcast is going to be on for every energy company out there, it's get rid of the dye.
No dyes, no gimmicks. That's us.
Yeah, the flavor's not terrible. On a Teach scale, Alani, the new Alani Cherry Twist, a 6.5. Just your ratio's off between the flavors, but it's at least a good lime. It's not a terrible medicine cherry.
So is there stevia in that as far as sweetener goes? Is it stevia or is it sucralose?
Sucralose.
It's sucralose. Sorry, sucralose. Sorry. Interesting. Also, the one thing I kind of get here is, how when Alani breaks down their formula, like look at the block for me. Spot the block. Does it have a? Does it show you the ingredients on there? Like, does it say like, hey, our formula contains this? Or does it say here's their blend? Or does it just list all the ingredients on the bottom?
It lists all the ingredients on the side.
I just noticed this here on the Rockstar Focus. You know how when you have some cans that will tell you, damn, I don't have anything in my room as but you know how it says like here's like our supplement list?
Yep.
So usually when they tell you the supplements in there, like a lot of times they won't put it on like within like vitamin B, vitamin 12, B12, the niacin, all that. It'll be like a separate block, or it will be underneath.
Yeah, it's usually their proprietary blend stuff, or they'll say it's their blend but won't go into depth.
They won't even say blend. They'll just say hey, supplement ingredients. A lot of times not even blend, but it'll actually say like the lion's mane, then maybe like a beta alanine or an alpheolene, like all of that sort, right? But this one, no. We got carbonated water, citric acid, natural flavor, caffeine. Yes. Sodium benzoate, that's preserves freshness. Potassium sorbate preserves freshness. Lion's mane extract. So outside of it being right there, where my finger is, and again, not bad, except that I think if you were to take any person, you take any company, you take any CEO, I understand if anyone would want to have a brother or sister company. But at the same time, would not want them to directly compete with one another. Like, for example, for Recon, it doesn't Ben, who owns Glitch, also have the Panda company? Isn't like is this it's a CBD company?
No, they may have CBD. I don't know. I've not fully looked into Space Panda what they have, but it's a Delta 9 gummy. So they may have CBD products. I'm not sure.
So the thing is that kind of gets me, right, is, okay, 10 Curls, I told you numerous times he has life to take care of. But anyways, going forward, if you notice, right, Glitch makes supplements, as does Space Panda. But I think if you break them down, they're two different things, right? Although I just find it hysterical, especially when especially when I looked at the rogue email where it said the patch notes, where it's like, hey, here's Rogue and here's the sponsor. Freshman, do you have man troubles? And I was actually looking into glitch supplements. I was just curious, and a friend asked me,
Mm-hmm.
if you look into glitch God mode, the God mode supplement, I looked into every single ingredient. You want to know what the high majority of the ingredients are actually? If you look them into Google, you know what they're for? Take a wild guess. Man troubles.
Ah. I mean, I think isn't God mode the testosterone one? I believe.
God mode is the testosterone replacement.
I mean, hey,
or whatever.
some guys just need some extra test in their life. As you grow older, you go into lower amounts of testosterone. So
Yes, I can't believe that majority of the ingredients for glitch God mode supplements is it helps. They didn't say how. They said slightly. I don't know what slightly is. I'm not sure if it's the lightsaber from the Family Guy Star Wars. If you know, you know. But yeah, to help ED.
it promotes testosterone, but there's many products and many ingredients that you'll find in an ED thing.
But dude,
we're not a doctor show. We're a caffeinated show.
I say this. I tell my buddy that has a caffeine problem and he wants to cut back because of his kids. I talk to everybody about these. There's certain things where they're like, I know you're not a doctor, but could you look at this label for me and give it to me straight, please? Like, we're not doctors, but it's like the same thing with house inspecting. It's just like, I don't know everything, but if there's something in front of my face where I say, you need to know about this, pay me a tip and we'll talk. It's just kind of like that. It's like the best person to educate guests is probably us. Outside of these people that have these big degrees or they're company owners that have extensive research and they've tried everything underneath the sun. Like Jordan, like Chuck, like I'm assuming Ashley and Cliff and others. Just to name half of them that follow the channel. Oh my God, dude. I cannot believe that. Literally, look them up in Google, just one at a time. Let me know. Or maybe you want to take one before going to the gym and let me know.
I mean, I don't have any of those kind of problems in my life, so
Although
I don't know if I need to look them up.
Well, again, I did it for science. Just because I wanted to, because if you look at how much a supplement costs, right? I just want to know, okay, is this worth my time or is it worth picking up, as they say, a pre-workout or another energy drink on the market, or, how it goes. Like, I actually looked up some stuff that was made from, does the name Jay Cutler ring a bell?
Yeah, bodybuilder. I know he is.
Yeah. So it's also very confusing because there's Jay Cutler, the football player, and Jay Cutler, the other real strongman athlete. He was actually on Shark Tank not too long ago. It was a peanut bar brand. But yeah, you look at him and his age, and I'm like, oh my God. His arm's like bigger than my thighs. What the hell?
Dude was massive.
The man, still the man in my opinion. And I was even looking at his pre-workout, and one scoop is 125.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad because Ghost has 400 a scoop in some of them.
A lot of brands have different varieties and different amounts and whatnot. A lot of it does come out to caffeine, how much caffeine you want, but the other ingredients surrounding it. But
yes. No. So I was literally just looking at it for that purpose, saying, let's compare apples to apples. Which one would be better for another one? But I just find it funny because have you ever seen those Roman commercials?
The what?
The Roman commercials.
Roman?
Yes.
No.
It's Roman is basically kind of like it's another version of like the Blue Chew. You ever seen those?
I know what Blue Chew is. I don't know what Roman is.
It's basically the same thing, except they have doctors behind them to help you explain what was going on. So there's this 25-year-old frail dude in a V-neck basically going, Roman helped me. And I'm thinking, okay, So this explains why energy drink companies are having this thing saying, "Hey, if you're not packing, we got you."
I
Like it's
think
Slim
Relly's
Cognito from Ratchet Deadlocked.
I
Oh, I'm
think
sorry, from
Relly's
Commando.
making some weird interconnecting things here, and we'll stick to caffeine, not to medical conditions or things that people may have.
Oh, I'm just kind of trolling 10 Girls at this point, but I just find it hilarious because, again, we have these energy drink companies where we have to, I don't want to say we defend some of them, but the biggest argument is if they are directed at kids. And imagine being 16 waiting for, it's in front of my face, a rogue email saying if there's a sale, which they did for being in business for 7 years.
Yep, I got that email.
So what happens when you have a rogue email sent to you and you go, "Oh yay," and then you scroll down and it goes, "Do you have man troubles?" And they're like, "Dude, I'm 16. Who the hell's taking this shit?" Is that to back up their ass to say that I'm not 80?
I don't know, man. I don't know their business practices, but
Although we kind of got a good point. I wonder if there could actually be, I wonder if we could get a legitimate doctor on here to actually talk about caffeine. I wonder if we could, I wonder if there's like a, wait, don't you have that business card from TwitchCon?
what?
That business card from
Oh,
TwitchCon?
I don't know if I still have that or not. But that was also, I don't know if they were necessarily, if you're talking about the one I think you're talking about, they weren't doctors.
No,
They
I'm not.
were,
I know they weren't
ingredient
doctors, but
specialists.
well, that's what I'm saying. They weren't doctors, but they're ingredient specialists. So I just wonder if there's just like another like opinion and such.
No, they're that company that you're talking about with that business card was the, hey, instead of doing, I don't know, instead of doing one ingredient, maybe you should do this one instead. And we also provided it. It was an ingredient kind of company thing, which was interesting to see at TwitchCon.
Yeah, I think that's really nice right there. It's just crazy.
What?
Uh,
Episode 102?
yeah, this was 102, and this is pretty crazy, man. Thinking that, I mean, obviously I had 100 with you, 101 doing the tier list, and
Yeah, shout
it's
out to
also,
Jimbo and Goblin for coming on the show while I was away and getting stuff situated.
yes, and as far as the tier list goes, it's gonna be funny, and I can't wait for Jimbo to try this. And now, again, I just said 6 ounces of water and 6 ounces of milk for the other one, but we shall see how that goes. I mean, it's nuts what the industry's trying to do now. I mean, although I just wonder, one thought that I was just trying to think about too, and I have no idea if it's going to be, I'm not sure if it's going to be Rogue, or I'm not sure if it's going to be glitch within our supplement, but just for a concern for, I guess this is a good question since we're talking ingredients. Do you think that there's going to be a power energy drink company that's going to try looking into ashwagandha in their product? Because it sounds like,
I just have a weird feeling that there already is one.
I know Jimweed is an energy drink that has it in there, but is there a powder energy drink company and that I'm seeing like that actually has like what we do? Like, is it like Gamer Subs, Rogue, all that?
Wait, I'm not sure for powder. Ashwagandha is one of those weird products because there's been scientific theories and studies like go back and forth and kind of contradict each other, but there's been no hard evidence fully that like ashwagandha helps promote testosterone. Otherwise, ashwagandha has only been really used for like helping your body cope and de-stress and relax a little bit more. To me, it's just like we found that root out in the jungle and copium, but ashwagandha is not terrible. It's just, I don't know.
It's
I feel like there would be a
controversial
company
too
to come around.
because so the thing is that I kind of gets me, and there's people that take it as a supplement by itself. And there's some people that say take it in the morning or take it at night. And there's some people that say it's such a mixed bag because we have some that go, hey, this has reduced the stress in my life and I'm at the gym regularly and I feel more positive about myself. And then there's some saying I got lazy, didn't give a damn. And then there's some that said I had a panic attack, don't recommend. So I don't want to. This is just me. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I don't think I have the right mindset to experiment like that.
Ashwagandha would not have any negative effects on you fully. Like, it wouldn't make you paranoid or any bit. I'd take ashwagandha in a pill form, especially when I was heavy in the gym. And whether it actually does a testosterone effect boosting or not, I can't say, but it helps. It like
I don't remember
if there's health
somebody.
tool.
I don't remember somebody talking about testosterone. I think they're doing it just as a thing for mood, actually.
At base premise, it's supposed to help mood and de-stress and help you calm down, etc. But there's been
And that's
studies
where it
about
gets
it
dicey.
promoting testosterone and that whole thing. But we're not a medical show to that degree of other side stuff. I mean, while we may, there's a couple brands out there I feel like do have ashwagandha in their cans, if I remember correctly, and Goat was one of them.
Goat fuel was one of them?
Or isn't Goat Fuel one of them? I feel like you had one recently.
I know Jimweed did.
Jimweed, that's what it was. I remember.
Yeah, because I remember showing that to you.
Yep.
It tasted all right. I mean, there's this pear pineapple I liked, but I haven't went towards it again. And I was having a rough day, and I gotta see if I'll go to that one again. But aside that, I mean, I just know it's a controversial ingredient. I'm not sure if it's for good or for bad. And again, I have no idea dosage or anything like that. It's like dyes, cutthroat. They're bad. Ashwagandha, testing. We don't have that. I remember when. Here's the funny thing. I remember when Moist said that he found a article on sucralose, and he was concerned about it. But then I'm like, so basically you read an article of what we already know and they just revamp it and make it a headline. And so forth. Not for nothing. I understand he might have a flavor coming out because he's the man and his popularity with gamer subs, but no matter what, dude, you're concerned about sucralose. How about the dyes that are in them? Because you signed with a brand with dyes. And with all the stuff that you go into, you went into with another brand that has dyes, and I don't think is going to take it out. If you remember 10 Curls, we had a video way back, and we showed the video of what was going on. And from what it sounded like from Moist Critical it was a partner manager difficulty. Now, it's been a rise in trouble with multiple brands, in my opinion, and it's been very weird. If I were to just have it cut and dry, it seemed like G Fuel and Advanced GG have been having problems with their partner managers. G Fuel, it's mostly been like the higher ups keeping them employed because it seems like they wanted to drop the hammer. And as far as Advanced GG, it sounded like we have our sources, and I'm not sure if we could name them or not, but one guy who is a fan of the show and has been on the show, he's no longer with Advanced GG because he said there were some complications. I will not get into exact details. I think it will take some time with that, but from everything I've heard, gamer subs wise, partner managers, Chad has been with them for 7 years. And he is not going away anytime soon. I think he's a cool dude. But if you do not treat your employees correctly, and if you think there's like a sales goal in mind, or if those people don't want to communicate, You got to have everything a well-oiled machine. If not, what happens if you have a car with no gas? You get nowhere. What happens if the car doesn't have a battery? It won't start. What happens if the car doesn't have an engine? Well, you can have a battery and you can have gas, but there's no function. There's no product itself, and it's hopeless. If you were to say Advanced GG versus Gamer Supps, taste-wise, I'm probably going to go Gamer Supps every time. 9 out of 10 times. Just my personal opinion. But again, when it comes down to these things, research, time, and I still don't understand what the hell Moist was trying to get to, and I thought he would have had something by now. But it's so hard to pick that guy's agenda.
Who knows?
The most confusing short king of all time. Anything else, Teach?
Nothing too much other than it feels good to be back.
Yes. By the way, 10 Curls, if you put any powder into a gas tank, the gas is going to absorb in the powder and you need your gas tank filled out. Because there was a prank long ago where people would put sugar in the gas tank and the car wouldn't work.
Don't recommend it.
Bella, Jesus.
And on that note, that's
the fact that
episode
Bella
102.
farted? Yeah. My God. I need to open a
That's
window.
102. Bella told us that's a good time to sign off. Teach is back from his fun adventures in life in a new living space, home space. The Caffeinated Podcast is here for 2024. We're here to rise. There's plenty of great more changes to come and more updates. And I think we're going to really hit the ground running this year. I got a really good feeling.
As do I. And who knows? There might be some more special things going on the show.
So good to be back. Hope everybody's been well. Thank you to Jimbo and Goblin for guest appearing while I was away. Relly for holding on the fort.
I wasn't sure how things were going too. Especially since I knew the stream room was under a hazard zone. Apparently, wasn't it because of hornets?
Oh no, there was just one hornet that apparently got in. I haven't seen it since. Everything's fine.
I just freak out about that because in my house we actually had some mold and we had to tear everything down. We actually found a bee's nest. We didn't know that was hiding in the ceiling. It was almost the size of a basketball.
I believe
it was dormant, but they got in from the outside siding, and that sucks. So you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for everybody. This is the one time I've actually opened up my window on this podcast and not have thrown out a can out this freaking window. Have you noticed that?
Yep.
I've opened my window without throwing something out of there. That is the first on this Caffeinated Podcast. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. As always, Teach, brother, thank you for coming back. I've missed the hell out of you, and you look great, dude. I mean, the color's back in your face. I know that work's been tough, all that.
Just happy to be back. Very positive, very happy in life, and also very enthusiastic as we push towards 3 days left of trying to get Teach Iced Tea made. So with that, it is good to be back. That is episode 102. The Caffeinated Podcast is here to stay in 2024. We love you. We appreciate you being here.
And remember, people, use code TEACH because I think, if we actually air, even if it's just a one-of-one tub manufactured, I think I might cry. I literally think if you hoist that up on this show, I just might cry. But with that being said, everybody, use code TEACH to check out to see if we can make this dream a reality. I'm happy for my boy. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy because I just got over some illness myself. Of course, stay warm. Stay safe. I probably said it a few times. Drink your freaking water. It's important. I know it's cold, but drink your freaking water. And of course, stay caffeinated and your brand of choice. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.